Alright guys, welcome back to another raid video. Today I'm on a live server because yesterday I just built this stage 25 team based on the guide Murder Inc. puts out. Murder Inc. is another Raid Shadow Legends content creator. I think if you guys are watching my channel, you're probably familiar with him. Alright, so I basically watched his guide. In this video, I want to showcase this team also and give you guys some tip that he did not mention when you are building this team. Let's just quickly do one run. This team should be very consistent under 2 minutes. It doesn't have a Chagger, it doesn't have a Charizia, and after the run, I'm going to give you guys the tips. Alright, I've been testing out this team for 2-3 hours, and actually when I first completed this team, it has like 20% win rate because I wasn't doing something right. I'm going to share with you guys my experience with this team and how you can optimize this team comp. Alright, and then I'm going to talk about what type of champion replacement you can use. And honestly, I think all 5 champions has replacement. Alright, even Duchess, you know, it's not like Duchess is irreplaceable. I don't think Duchess is irreplaceable. Every champion here can be replaced. Alright, now let's just finish the run. Basically, the strat is very obvious. You don't need a sleep champion. Alright, you just need the boss to sleep himself, and you're gonna heal your whole team. That's basically the strat. I'm 1 minute in, and the boss is already below 50% health. Alright, so let's see. Like all this team needs is for the Duchess to survive the massive AoE, and that's it. Alright, Duchess can survive. And just don't wake the boss up. That's very important. Don't wake him up. Alright, so now everybody is back to full HP. Okay, so the next rotation, I should be able to finish the boss here. Alright, next big AoE, the boss is gonna one-shot everybody except Duchess, and then Duchess is going to revive. And now my Septimus is gonna finish him off here. And that's it, 1 minute 52 seconds. I think this is a very consistent run. Yeah, so this is on live server, by the way. I'm just gonna show you guys the gear requirement. Alright, first I want to talk about these champions, and then I'm gonna talk about replacement. Alright, so first one is Duchess. I'm using a polymorph, so I stripped all my PvP gear and put Stalwart and Defiant set on Duchess. Alright, I think it might be okay if you don't use Defiant, but you must use a Stalwart set. You must use a Stalwart set, otherwise there's zero chance Duchess can survive that big AoE hit. And also the stage 25, it only works on it only works on Force Affinity stage, which is stage 25, 21, I'm not sure what else, right? Because if the boss is weak affinity, the boss cannot crit on a Spirit Affinity champion, because against stronger affinity, you will have 15% decreased crit rate, and the boss has 15% crit rate. So there is no way the boss can crit on my Duchess. This is very important. Alright, and the next thing you're gonna do is you are not going to use a single piece of defense percentage. Defense percentage doesn't work because of the massive AoE. Right, the massive AoE is going to ignore all defense, so you're gonna stack her HP as high as possible. All HP percentage, right? Everything is HP percentage. I don't have very strong Stalwart set, right? Everything is HP percentage, and that's basically it. I think when I first just built this team, my Duchess was at 110,000 HP, 110,000 HP. In a Defiant and Stalwart set, and my Duchess got one shot before if I'm unlucky. So I highly recommend you guys to go to 120,000 or more. Alright, if you are going to use Duchess. And Yeah, I didn't even change my mastery. I'm still using the PvP mastery with extra resistance. So maybe on Monday I'm gonna switch back to the Stone Skin Duchess. But on the middle of the week, I'm going to use Duchess to farm stage 25 or Sand Devil's Necropolis. And another thing that is very, very crucial, very, very important. All right, look at this speed. On Murder Inc.'s video, he was basically saying you can maybe adjust speed a little bit, like 1 or 2 or 3 more. As long as you keep the turn order the same, it should work. But I'm gonna tell you that, guys, I strongly recommend you guys to follow the exact same speed as I'm going to show you guys in this video. Alright, don't try to go 1 or 2 more or 1 or 2 less. Just follow the exact speed, and I guarantee you it's gonna work. Because when I first started build this team, like I said again, I went like two more speed on one of the champion, and it doesn't work. Alright, so this is very crucial. I highly recommend you guys to go with the exact same speed as shown in this video. And you are not going to use any mastery that is gonna change your cooldown or give you a turn meter boost. None of that. Alright, you cannot have that. And this one is actually okay on Duchess. The reason being is she will not get crit. Alright, you cannot use this on any other champion, and don't use this Psycho Magic. Don't decrease your cooldown. It's very important. Don't do it. Alright, you are not going to use anything that is gonna boost your turn meter or decrease your cooldown. And then the next champion is Rahul Bone Spear. On Rahul Bone Spear, I think like Murray said it's hard to build, but I think it's fine. Alright, as long as you just put some perception set and speed set on this champion. My speed for Rahul Bone Spear is 306, and again, I highly recommend you guys to follow the exact same speed. Alright, don't try to go anything higher or anything lower. Follow the exact same speed. Alright, and you don't have to throw HP percentage or HP percentage main stats on Rahul Bone Spear, because she's gonna get one shot anyways, right? And if you have Brimstone, definitely use Brimstone. And I just redo her mastery, and I avoid using any turn meter manipulation or decrease cooldown mastery, and you can go for Eagle Eye. And by the way, you cannot use any War Master or Giant Slayer, because this extra damage is count as individual hit, which you are not going to have. Alright, and then the next one is going to be my 2 Septimus. Again, Septimus really can be Husk. Husk works perfectly fine. Alright, Husk definitely works perfectly fine. And for Septimus, you're gonna build your Septimus in I think preferably in a Savage set, because you don't need reflex set. You don't want anything has to do with decreased cooldown. Alright, because you want his A2 to be ready when the boss puts sleep on himself. Alright, for this Septimus, I'm using Flawless Execution because you cannot use War Master, and I'm already using Savage and Cruel set. That's why I feel like I don't have to go with Helm Smasher. And one crucial thing, again, I'm building those type of HP damage dealer, max HP damage dealer, is you cannot build full attack on them. This is very, very important. I think Murder Inc. didn't mention this, because if you go full attack, if you use attack ring, attack chest plate, he's gonna be extremely squishy. Alright, look at his base HP, 13,000, and he's gonna get killed. If any of your Septimus die or any of your Husk die during the fight, it's gonna mess up the turn order, right? And it's gonna mess up the speed tune, which is not gonna work anymore. You have to build him tanky. Don't worry about the attack, alright? Because this thing, his A2 here doesn't really scale off of attack. It only scale off of enemy max HP. Don't worry about attack. Honestly, just don't worry about attack. Build him with defense. I suggest you guys to build him a defense, because his HP, base HP, is way too low. It's so hard to stack HP on him. And the second Septimus, pretty much the same thing. I'm going with a lot of defense to make sure he can survive the boss A1 or A2. Alright, and it's really hard to build build HP on him, and you only need 85% crit rate on both Septimus, so I think it's easy to build. And again, you are going to follow the exact same speed, which is the first Septimus 179, the second Septimus 177. You can use a Husk, or you can use a Royal Guard, or you can use a Charisma. Alright, Arminger unfortunately is not going to work because his cooldown is too short. Alright, you want a max HP skill to be at exactly 4 turns cooldown for this team come to work. If you're using Arminger, you might have to figure out the speed tuning by yourself because I don't know how the rotation is gonna be. Alright, and the last one is gonna be Gorgon. Well, this is kind of like a surprise, but honestly it's not. Right? It's really not a surprise because it can really be any other champion. I believe when the person who invented this team used Gorgon, I think it's because maybe he doesn't have any other champion like this. But honestly, I don't think Gorgon is that important. Alright, this is a very good block debuff. You can really use any other block debuff champion. But if you want to use this speed, which is what I'm running, 181, if you want to use this speed, the other block debuff champion you are gonna use is going to have a 4 turns cooldown. So if we think about, if we think of Brogni, right? Brogni also has a block debuff on the A3, which is 3 turns cooldown. So if it's 3 turns cooldown, I'm not sure what type of speed you need, but on paper, Brogni definitely works. I just don't know what type of speed you need on Brogni. Or you can use an unbooked Brogni, which is at 4 turns cooldown. Then you can use this speed. It can really be any other block debuff champion. Preferably a block debuff champion with some healing. That would be better. Alright? And that's basically it. This is a Gorgon. No mastery at all. Alright, if you want to help your team a little bit, you can try to farm Gorgon's mastery and give him bulwark. So Duchess is gonna be tankier, right? To avoid Duchess getting one shot. So that's basically it. You just need HP defense and 181 speed on Gorgon. That's the team setup. Alright, let's do a battle one more time and show you guys the AI setup. So the original video is on the Murder Inc.'s channel. You guys can check that out. But in this video, I'm just giving you guys a tip and the difficulty I encountered when I was first building this team. It actually failed a lot yesterday, and now I adjust their stats. They are pretty consistent right now. So Duchess, you always gonna put revive first, because if you don't do this, she doesn't prioritize her revive. And for Rahul Bone Spear, you're gonna use open with A1 and prioritize A2, and Septimus nothing, and Gorgon open with A1, prioritize this one and use this one second. Alright, so yeah, that's basically it. Let's watch one more time, and after this one, I can kind of give you guys some replacement suggestion. Alright, you don't have to use the exact same champions as shown here. I'm lucky, got the Brimstone proc. Okay, a lot of damage here. So I think it's just very important to build Septimus tanky. Alright, when I first built my Septimus with full attack, he just got one shot by the boss A2. So it just completely messed up my turn order. It cannot happen. Alright, you're gonna build your Septimus tanky. Okay, 2 max HP skill, and my Rahul is gonna heal. And by the way, when the boss is at sleep, you can actually heal the destroyed HP. That's the only time you can heal the destroyed HP. That's how my team survived. Alright, look at this, Septimus almost died. If I build attack Septimus, he is 100% dead right there. Alright, but if you're using Husk, I think it's much easier because of course you're gonna build Husk with HP, right? I think it will take 2 more rotations. I won't be able to finish the boss yet. And yeah, it will take 1 more time. Look at this, it's already 1 minute 20 seconds in, and the boss is almost dead, right? I'm gonna heal him up. the reason you need Corrigan is you cannot have the decreased speed on any of these champions. Alright, and the next rotation, the boss will be there. It's gonna be very consistent 2-minute run. Look at this, my Duchess, it's very dangerous. Feel like this is 120,000 HP Duchess, right? So I would say like it will be much safer if I can get another 10k health on my Duchess. I think it will be safer. Or I can just use a bulwark on my Corrigan. I gotta farm my Corrigan's mastery. Alright, so now let's talk about replacement, right? Let's talk about replacement. I think Duchess can also be replaced, alright? If you use a revive on that champion. I think it's also gonna work if you use a revive on that champion, but the speed requirement is gonna be different because once Duchess revives everybody, she already took a turn, right? So she's gonna go last. But if you use a revive on that champion, the boss is gonna one-shot your whole team. And then you're gonna need a completely different speed tuning. So that will definitely require testing. And that's why I strongly suggest using Duchess. If you don't have Duchess, you're gonna figure out the speed tuning for the revive on that champion. But technically, I think it's gonna work, right? Because just think about this. Of course you can use the revive on that champion, right? As long as you have the speed tuning. And for Rahul Monk Spear, I think you can use someone that can put a lot of debuffs. It really doesn't have to be decreased defense or stuff like that, right? If you have like 4 to 5 debuffs on the boss, without defense down, Septimus will do the max damage, which is 10%. Alright, just bring I would prefer to bring a champion that can do a lot of debuff and can do a little bit of healing. Well, a lot of healing. Alright, then Septimus, again, you can use enemy max HP champion. You can use 1 or 2. If you only bring 1, that's also going to work. The reason being is, as you guys can see, if the boss get a couple more rotations, my team will still be fine. Alright, it's just gonna be slower. So if you can bring one more team to help your team survive or anything, sure, you don't need two max HP damage dealer. And then for Corrigan, you don't need Corrigan, right? You can bring, let's say, a Tatura, which is our last year's Christmas fusion, right? And you can bring a Brogni, but with 3 turns cooldown, you're gonna figure out the speed tuning. Alright, but this is a 4 turns cooldown block debuff, and if it's 4 turns cooldown, I know his speed requirement is going to be 181. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Just showcasing the team I'm using for stage 25. It's pretty consistent, and until this point, I think I'm pretty much done with building my teams for Sand Devil's Necropolis. I would just be farming stage 25 if I need Ascension Oil, and yeah, I think the only 2 stages I'm going to be farming is stage 15 and stage 21, right? Because for stage 15, I farmed 15 when I only need a smaller potion, right? Because smaller potion is actually very precious. Look at this. I'm out of smaller potion, right? So the only 2 stages I'm going to be farming is 15 and 25. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys find it informative. If you have the similar champion, I highly recommend you guys to give it a try. And yeah, if you don't have these champions, maybe you can try lower stage, like stage 21. I think it's gonna work. And the best thing is this comp is very fast. Alright, so that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in a video soon.